What's going on, everybody? It's Rick from Garden with Barchuckin. I had a little technical difficulty, so a few minutes in, I'll actually realize that I didn't turn on my mic, and then it'll be a regular video, but for now, I'm going to join you. So first, I'm just going ahead and removing the paper that I have covering to help keep some moisture in on the bin. The one piece is pretty broke down, and for the next feeding, I'll just rip it up and add it to the feeding area. This feeding consisted of cucumber, lemon peels, a lime peel, and the pulp food from the juicer. As I start digging in, I could really hear the worms squishing and making sounds between the pulp and all the food scraps that were still in there and the bedding. So I was actually quite surprised at there's still some lemon peels and lime peels, but they broke down pretty well, and the worms were actually right on them and next to them. As I'm digging in right now, this was a really loud, squishy section of worms, which it kind of stinks that I didn't have everything turned on and fired up, but it was, I could definitely hear it. So yeah, just going through the worms. Good thing with this citrus is as the bin continues to grow and get more biology in it, it's going to help break down a lot of the foods that people say would be like a no-no food, like the citrus, onions, hot peppers, things of that nature. Pretty neat. As I was going into the bin, I would see, you know, large gatherings of worms, not quite big worm balls, but just sections of worms. So that was pretty cool to see. Now I'm just trying to make sure I get all the worms off my fingers. And at this point, I was talking about how well the citrus is looking in the bin. Hopefully I don't well, you'll hear the next little bit when I actually turn the mic on. So there may be a little bit of talking over or repeating some of the things that I just said, but hopefully you guys understand. With this Boya mic, hopefully you'll see it flash. When it flashes, that's when it's connected from the transmitter side, and that's what I'm wearing. The receiver side has a solid light, and I just realized that the mic wasn't on. If you like me kind of talking and narrating through, go ahead, let me know, and maybe I can do a couple gardening videos like this too. Check. Well, that was special. I looked up and seen my light wasn't on for my audio. So just going through all these worms that were in the feeding area. There's still just a little bit of pulp left from the juicer, but not much. And there's already activity on these citrus peels. So citrus is something that can be fed to the bin. One point of caution, if the bin's very new, it may not be a good idea just yet, but once you have the biology and the life in the bin, citrus peels are something that the bin can handle. That's going to go in the middle. That's the banana stems that I found last week. Okay. Today's feeding is going to be more of that pulp. I'm not adding any more of the citrus peels at this point. I'll just continue to let the citrus peels break down. We'll go ahead and add the ground eggshell. Cover up that feeding area. Add the worm chow to the top.
Like I said, that'll give the worms something to snack on as we're waiting on the pulp to break down enough for the worms to be able to eat that. I had a question the other day. When I move this tray, what I've been doing is I've been placing it onto a mortar tray right over here. So that goes ahead and they sit in there while I'm looking at what's going on the lower levels. I don't really take any extra precautions for the worms underneath. I just place it, and as I was saying to the person that asked the comment, this actually keeps it up so it doesn't, you know, kind of smush the worms. They at least have a way to get back up through those holes. Wow, that's getting heavy. Oh. Yeah, not a lot of moisture, but lots of castings on the sides. Little bit of moisture. I will give this a little bit of a mixing. I like giving that a little mix. That helps to continue to inoculate this bedding, let those microbes keep attacking it, and then when the worms are ready, they can head down here and start eating this bedding. That's interesting to see. This is definitely the most moist this has been. And then, so I can get ready to harvest the other tray. This is the feeding tray. It's actually going in the middle right now. A bunch of bedding was underneath, so I'm just going to leave it in that mortar tray, and the next feeding, add it back into the feeding tray. Now, what I'm going to do is agitate these guys, so hopefully they can start heading down to the feeding zone, and then I'll be able to harvest these castings in the next week. Okay. Yep, and what I'll do is every day or two I'll open this up. I guess I'll take this out. Every day or two I'll open this up, agitate this. That'll help make sure to ensure that the castings are nice and loose, and then also have this light on, so that's going to go ahead and kind of force and make the worms want to get away from the light and hopefully drive them down into the feeding tray. Well, if you guys have any questions, don't forget, drop them down in the comments. I have no problem trying to answer some questions. This is going to be week 36. So this will be the 36th feeding of this Vermihut Plus worm tower system. Thanks for coming along, checking out the video. Everybody have a great day.